Hi, good morning and good afternoon, everybody. Some of our customers have joined today for this webinar. Also, a few prospects, not just from India, and a few are joined from Philippines. I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to this exclusive webinar brought to you by Camu. This is an introduction to all new Camu LMS 2.0, the new version of the product. Just to give, I'll also like to welcome my colleague, Mr. Swami. Swami, are you there?
Good morning and good afternoon to all the audience.
Hi, good afternoon. Swami will be running this session forward. Before we could get started, just give me let me give a brief introduction to who we are and what we do. Like most of you are aware, Camu offers a unified SIS and LMS solution. As an organization, we are headquartered in Singapore, and we have presence over 7 countries today. And also, today, Camu is actively used by 400 plus institutions and 1.2 million students. Close to about 50,000 teaching faculty use the product across 7 different countries. And we as an organization are looking at continuously adding value to the product. As most of you are aware, Camu offers a very comprehensive SIS platform as a product roadmap, and as a product focused company, we believed in adding more value to our existing LMS platform, and therefore this all new refreshed rejuvenated, all fresh LMS is what we are launching. What we are going to do in the next 1 hour is Swami will be driving the session through, giving a sneak peek into the all new LMS, and we will do that for about 40 minutes. And then the last 15 or 20 minutes, we'll keep it for question and answer. Please use your, the chat or the Q&A box, which you would see. Type in your questions if you have any. We shall try and answer right through the session. So that's a bit of introduction about us. I will hand over the session now to Swami. Over to you, Swami.
Thank you. Thank you, Kathleen. Let me, I'll share my screen. I'll be using a PowerPoint for just about 3-4 minutes to explain the concept of the new LMS, and we'll go straight into the demonstration of the solution immediately after that. And please do keep it interactive. I will, as you see the demonstration, I'll explain the concepts and the reasons why certain things are done in a specific manner, and hope you're able to relate to that. And towards the end, for the last 15-20 minutes, we'll keep it exclusively for Q&A. But please do ask your questions as and when you want to ask them, so you can keep it interactive. I'm going to share my screen now. Right. Just a few pointers to why did we do an LMS 2.0? What is different from what was already over there? One of the most striking aspects of when you say LMS, the fact that the LMS, and it needs to be a system that is driven by an ERP system or a student information system, and it needs to be fed with that information, and then you use the LMS as a very social, collaborative software to interact and deliver the teaching and learning process. That's what we do. But a lot of challenges come with that particular integration, or the transfer of data and the flow of processes from the ERP and the SIS system to the LMS system. That's where we found a major challenge. And in my experience with that, at least having been involved in about 100 implementations of SIS and LMS systems across several countries, just haven't seen a properly integrated SIS and LMS system where it just seems to be seamless, where you just create the teaching plan, or you create the lecture schedule. It all just simply appears seamlessly in the LMS, and you post the grades in the LMS, and goes back into the ERP. Just haven't seen that, just because of various reasons. We will see how we are addressing that, what those challenges are, and how we are addressing it in the Camu LMS. That's how the session is going to be structured. So what have we brought in into the LMS now? Again, some of these features are going to be existing in obviously many LMSs, but the criticality and the way in which it's been delivered, it's all about the seamless flow of data between the SIS and the LMS without having the need to integrate anything. That's the key a point in Camu LMS. So we have introduced a content hub. You can build your own content in the system, which we'll see how we can do that. There's a lot of emphasis on the teacher and the learner, making it a more social and interactive system. One of the another key aspect that we have focused on is ability to share things instantly. You just want to write a quick note or post a comment or just take a picture, add a video, and just share it within a few seconds to your with your students. Then that should be possible to do that. Then the integration points, we will see that right through the demonstration, how we can minimize and benefit from Camu LMS 2.0. While we do that, the last 2 points in this slide are quite critical. In LMS systems generally, it's very instructor and learner focused, or pretty much 100% instructor and learner focused. But from an institution's perspective, particularly in Asia and in the Asian countries, there's a lot of requirements for the institution. So you want to be able to look at how things are happening across all the courses, institution wide. What's the attendance, or what's the learning progress? Are we able to track the teaching plans across a department? Cross utilization of getting insights across a particular department or an institution. That's not happening with the standard LMS. But we do offer those aspects as well, because it's an integrated system. So the teacher learner can be completely decentralized, do what they like to do best, interact with each other, go through the learning process. At the same time, we're able to look at get the insights across the institution, across the departments, across the faculties of study. So that's the spirit of the Camu LMS. I'd like to go to some specific points, and then we'll go into the demonstration here. Some the benefits of an integrated SIS LMS system. These are typically in the several hundreds of implementations we've done. These are the typical challenges that come up, and we believe we've addressed each and every challenge that you see here. A synchronized student list and a course registration. So you have who are your students and which courses they're registered for, and having that 100% accurately reflected in the LMS. Because even if 2 students or 3 students or a couple of courses are missing, then all your insights and analytics and that particular group of students, it's a major impact. And then you got to start doing things manually. Reusing the course code. LMSs don't have an academic hierarchy. They don't have an academic structure. It's you put a course code, you execute it. The next term, again, you may have to use a different course code. At the moment you do that, and if you're a university, and if you need to look at historically in a single course code how things have progressed, or even the ability to simply retain several terms of learning related data, then it's important that the course code simply stays. But Camu being an integrated SIS and LMS system, it knows the academic hierarchy. So it's got the academic year, the semester, the term, and the course code, and who handled it, and in which slot or section. It knows all of that. So you can just simply retain the history. And another aspect is if you, again, the grades, we'll see all of this in demonstration. You post the grades in the LMS, how are you accurately getting back into the SIS and stuff. So again, online, if you're doing any online quizzes and stuff, how are the grades coming back into SIS for the final transcript, publishing of the transcripts? So these are the things that we have automated, and we believe has been quite a bit of a challenge for institutions. So that's the premise of the new version of Camu LMS. We'll go into the demonstration. Okay. Now I'm going to be logging in as a teaching faculty. And as soon as I log in, this is the view. I'll also be using the students view towards the end and just show the students experience. So as soon as my name is Catherine and Catherine Lim, and I'm handling 4 courses in this term. This is a very key aspect that you may not see this combo box in pretty much any LMS. Camu LMS knows the structure. You can implement Camu LMS independently. You don't have to implement the Camu SIS and the LMS together. You can implement independently, but still take advantage of the academic hierarchy that's there in the combined system. So I know which one I'm dealing with, which term I'm dealing with. So I'm right now in term 1, but term 2, the academic plan is already published, but that's coming up only maybe a couple of months later. So I'm in term 1 right now. These are the 4 courses I'm handling. A couple of courses that I'm teaching, and I'm also dealing with some students who are undergoing an internship and some that are doing a major project. So that's my landing page. This is what it looks like. So let me go. Before I click on a particular course and go into the details, I can also look at one moment, please. Just give me a few seconds, please. Yeah, apologies for that. So I'm going to go into this particular course here, secure data acquisition. I'm handling this for the computer science department, and that's slot A. And I go into the course content. So there are several pages here. So this is your content hub. This is where I can create my various topics. You may use the word chapter, subchapter, but it's all up to you, whether you call it topic, subtopic, all of that. Again, it's all translatable, these terms. So that's my content hub. Then I have the schedule for that particular course, all of the assignments, the gradebook.
So, could you please show in the full view of the screen? It's in the presentation mode. I think it's like.
I'm showing the full view. My screen is maximized, Carolyn.
Okay.
Okay. Now so you can see. So these are the different options that we have. Let me just go through how you build your content. So I've got some topics and some subtopics. You could call it chapter, subchapter. Then under that you have you can go create a new topic if you'd like. Let me just open some of the existing content. So under this particular topic, I can create various items. I can create a page. I can create a file. I can add some files, or I can give assignments. And quizzes will come to it. The quizzes is across the different topics, so we'll come to how that works. But under every topic, you have pages, files, and assignments. So what does a page look like? Let me edit an existing page. So a page looks like this. Let me just go in. Yeah. So a page looks like this. You can type some text. You can just add a video. Let me just add a video and show you how it looks like. I'm just going to copy the video URL. So you can have your video in various platforms. and you can just simply click on the. You can have it in YouTube is extremely good, and it's easily accessible in the method I'm going to show you now. But there are several other platforms as well that we can save the videos and reference them over here. So I just put in my link and I just hit enter, and my video appears over here. I can obviously play my video right within the screen as it does now. And I will also show you how you can actually upload your entire video as a file. That's the next topic. So I can have a combination of text, some videos, some pictures, and build the content very quickly. And as you can see, this content editor is quite easy to use, and it behaves like if you're familiar with word processors like Microsoft Word, it's quite similar and it's easy to quickly build content. So you have like bullets, all the formatting options are available on top. So you can build your content, and as you build your content, so you can add pages like that. Then the next topic, the next item would be, once you add your page, you can see that some of them are published and some of them are not published, right? This is unpublished. So only when you publish it, your students will be able to see that. So you can always keep stuff in as a work in progress mode. And then you will see an option here to click on save and publish, then it gets published. Now, so we've seen how to create a page. The next we look at how to create a file. So you see the pin icon, that's a file. So let me just edit an existing file. So here I can drag and drop, I can give it a title. I can drag and drop the file here, or I can click on choose and add the file. I can do that either way. Then it can either be an image, or I can upload a video up to 2 GB. We allow the videos to be uploaded, or you can just simply put in a URL. So these are resources that can be uploaded into Camu. So the difference is when you go to a file, that means you're putting your content, you're uploading your content into Camu. That's how it works. And a file would look like this for the teacher. So this is a file, and whatever file, if it's displayable, if it's a PNG file, and the browser that you use, whether it's Firefox or Google Chrome or Safari, if it recognizes that extension like a PNG file, it will simply display it. You can click the download button to download it or simply view it. But if it's a proprietary format, you can still load it, but the learner will have to download and then open it up in the respective software. So we also have the conversations for every specific. Let me take you to a conversation under the first page. So every item that we have, you can have a conversation around that. So every resource, every page, every file, every assignment, you can have conversations with your students, and it's very Facebook-like. So just go type your question, ask your question. You can tag your teacher, you can tag another fellow student, and you can pretty much get the post your comments in here. And so you can have discussions around every each and every topic. Then let me go into, again, I got a couple of pages here. Let me show how an assignment is done. So again, click here to start, add a new assignment, and but I'm just going to edit an existing assignment to save some time. So this is how an assignment looks like. The same editor that you get for the page, it also appears for the assignments. And there's already there's a question, I guess, in the chat. Carolyn, can you just please help me? If anybody's asked any questions, can you please call out and interrupt me, please?
There is a question.
Yeah.
Do students have ability to mark up content, highlight, or comment on, or indicate importance, etc.?
Yeah. So the way they would do that is, I will show you the students' experience. So they will have to download the content, markup, and comment on it. And comment, they can put it in the conversation window. But otherwise, it'll have to be they'll have to download and mark up, and then submit it back as or share it as an attachment related to that particular content. So that's how it'll have to be done. So the option for them to write on top of the content and annotate is not available, But for assignments, again, obviously they can do that. They could create the download document, pretty much do every point that you've written in that question and attach it specifically to a particular piece of content. So that's how that would work. Right. The next, so let me just go back to where we left the flow. So we were in the creation of
So
assignments.
another question:
Yeah.
which all different types of video files are supported by the platform?
So at the top of my head, I'm unable, but we'll make a note of this, Wasim. I will, on the top of my head, I'm not able to list everything, but it's a quite. We will respond to you specifically after the webinar. I need to get some help on what file types exactly. But we are pretty much any video that I've tried to, we try to put in. We've not had any challenges so far, but we'll specifically respond to your question, Wasim. Can you please make a note of that? Right. So here, so the same content editor, then you can again put in, you can see that you can, while giving an assignment to the students, I can obviously create a very page-like content I can build here. I can additionally attach files, which may be like a supporting document. I can attach that. Then I can put in my what is a category? Is it a homework? Is it a quiz? Or a quiz, obviously, we can do separately. Activity, group activity, project work, seminar, group discussions. What category it comes under? Then do we want to grade it using letters or grade it using points or marks? Right? And what grading system? This is like the rubric that we would use so you can give it obviously names that we want to give that. The system that we use for the grading. And what's the due date for submission? Whether we want to enforce the due date, whether we can allow late submission, what period it's available from. So from a date, so you don't want this to be displayed to the students, upfront, like the assignment for the last topic. You don't want it to be visible on the day one. So in a couple of minutes, I'm going to talk about how you can automatically sequence the display of content to the students. You'll also see that. I can also create this assignment only for specific students. I can remove some students, and then it'll start with a blank list. You'll have an empty list of students first. You can go in here, search your students, and check on, or just type the name of the students here, and select. Maybe it's a group of 4 or 5 students that you want to give that assignment to. If you don't do this, then by default it goes to the entire batch of students. So that's how those are some of the additional attributes for the assignment. And then obviously you can save and publish the assignment and that will appear to the students. Now let me go back. Now once you've done all of this, you built your topics, your subtopics, you added the pages and the files and assignments. Once you do that, for a particular topic, I can go in here and click on the edit, go to advanced settings. Now I can, just before I go here, there are 2 ways in which you could deliver your course content. You can go with a linear format, which is the typical, anybody can just, in a structured manner with designated steps and sequence. You can do that. Or you can just go the free form where, you just get access to everything on day one, and then you consume it as you please. So you need to decide this particular course, what format you want to use. So that's a high level setting for this particular course. Once you do that, and in case it is the linear option is enabled, then in the advanced settings, you can just say you want to lock it until a particular date. You can do that. This is a hard-coded date. So this could be used for a quiz maybe. That the test is on this particular date. You don't want it to appear anytime before that. You could also say there's some prerequisites. It will be a combination of chapters, sub-chapters, and whatever. You can add the requirements here. And you need to have completed topic 1, you must have viewed it. You must have viewed topic 2, and you must have done a couple of assignments before you get access to ethical AI, for example. So you can do that. Then do you want to allow class conversations or you don't want? So that's another option for this particular topic. So you can sequence the way in which the topics will appear to the student. So that's pretty much the content hub. And let me just quickly go through. So you can see this is another aspect in the LMS which may not be existing in typical LMSs. The lecture schedule from the SIS is displayed here. What's the topic? What's the time? And the topic for the day, if you want to map that, and any assignments that are due for validation today, all of that will be displayed over here. So pretty much there is an integration to the lecture schedule. If you want to use the Camu LMS in isolation without any other system, you can still do that. It's just that the topics may, and you don't want to provide a lecture schedule, then you just don't need to, and it will just be blank, right? But if you want to do that, you can still use the lecture schedule as an add-on, which is still packaged with the LMS. So it's possible to do lecture schedules and link it. So we're able to run some analytics on teaching progress, the lesson plan progress, and we'll be able to run analytics overall. So all the assignments that we create sort of appear here in one list, and we can see all the assignments that are created. Let me go to the gradebook now. I'm going to show the student experience towards the end. The gradebook, how many gradable items are there? There are 7 gradable items. And how many are graded and not graded? How many need grading? So you could see each of the items here. How many submissions have been made? So here you got 1 out of 36 students submitted, and this is an assignment for 20 points, and 33 yet to still need some grading is still needed for 33 students. Just one moment, please. Yeah, apologies for that. So now we can see the different items over here. So you can click on a particular topic. Here you have your analytics on how many submitted, how many are graded, the average graded score, and what is the due date and stuff like that. So you can just simply go in here and put in the grades for the student and just click on post. You can also add a comment if you'd like. If you want to add a comment for the student. So this is the and you can look at the actual submission. Student is not submitted. Let me go to an actual submission by a student here. Just go to the graded, and so I'll be able to see the actual submission by the student, and I can add the feedback right here as well. Okay, so so that's how the grading works. So as I can and as I post the grades, it's also timestamped, and we're able to track if how we are progressing with regards to the internal assessments. Test has everyone graded, has everyone submitted, and have we graded it, for example. So that's how the grading, the gradebook works. So you can go back here, and you have all the gradable items. Pretty much they are the assignments and the quizzes that are gradable. And so that's the student experience. Now that's the teaching faculty's experience. Now I can choose to go back to my SIS by just clicking my portal here. So I just seamlessly go into my SIS system. So you may not use the Camu SIS, but if you do, this is how the experience is. And then you click on launch my LMS and you go back to the LMS. So we have a more of a social interactive user interface for the LMS. And if you look at if you go to the SIS system here, this is more of a very ERP-like transactional system that we have over here. And a lot of the data points like the schedules and stuff, as I've shown, it appears in the LMS as well. So let me go back to the LMS. So that is the flow for the teaching faculty. This is a time check. We're about 30 minutes into the session. So next 5-10 minutes, let me just show you the students' view as well.
Swami, there are a couple of questions. Would you like to take it now?
Yeah, I'll do that. Yeah.
Would a lecturer or student be able to have access to a bot or support when setting up this section if they experience a problem?
No, we don't have a no, we don't have a bot that does support, but we do provide the support via access through a call center. That's what we have now. Of course, there are email queries that we answer. We do have a call center that will answer the questions. Yeah, definitely a bot at some point. Again, bots, there are limited, very standard questions. We do have it in our website, and we do answer a number of queries in the website as well. But then they are responses to certain predefined, and to a certain extent, it can be intelligent. But there are some limitations on how you configure an LMS. But I'm sure at some point we can get there. Yes, we can give a demo link, Pradeep. We can definitely provide a demo link, and we will share a link once we complete this session. You can look forward to that, right? What is the other question, Carolyn?
Each time the student has to download the image files when they want to view it.
No, they don't need. I'm going to show the student experience, Vasim. They don't need to do that. But as long as that particular file type is displayable in the browser, and the browser should be able to recognize that. We will shortly, in a couple of minutes, we'll be going to the student's experience.
And one more question: are live lectures also possible within the LMS, or can lectures have live discussions with students?
We have the conversations like I've showed you over here, which can go like a chat, backwards, forwards on a particular topic that's happening in the classroom at the moment. You can sort of go through this kind of a chat thing. We do have another WhatsApp-like user interface, which is part of the LMS, the SIS itself. So there are two options to like a WhatsApp, more of a WhatsApp type of user interface, and this kind of a conversational user interface as well. We don't have the live, but that's something we'd like to have in the future. Be able to just get the. So we do have like Zoom integration. We have the Google Meet integration to start the online classes and stuff. So we are looking to extend that to have any live discussions as well. But we do have for the teaching class for the classroom sessions, we have integration to a number of video conferencing platforms. We look to extend that to have discussions as well, not necessarily classes, but just discussions. But that's something that's coming up in the future. One more.
One more question for the live class: can we integrate?
Yes, Sunita, we can integrate the live classes with the live class. Well, let me just show you the experience here. So right now, this interface is still in the homepage in the SIS, but the same thing you can expect it next month. It will move into the LMS itself. But in the homepage, this is where the schedule is, and this is you can just start your meeting, go into a Zoom meeting, and all that is captured. Attendance of the students is all automated and stuff. But this experience, these two buttons, the links here, are also going to move into the schedule within the LMS itself. Again, there's a lot of emphasis between institutions, whether your lecture scheduling in classes is part of the SIS or is it part of the LMS itself. So we have it in both places. So you can do that. We do have that option with Google Meet, Microsoft Teams, and Zoom. These are three options available now. Right. Any other unanswered questions here? Okay. I'll now. So please do keep asking your questions. I will now move to the. I'll go to the student's experience in a separate window. Right. So this is the student's login. Again, here you can see the complete functionality that we have in Camu for a student. Obviously, we are now focused on the LMS only. So the way that works, I'll click on My Learning and I just go into my learning area. Right, that's how it works. Then the same course that we were reviewing for the last few minutes as the teaching professor. Now we'll look at the same experience here. Students' point of view, obviously, they cannot. They can only see. And I think Wasim asked this question: if it's any content, do they have to download? No, they don't need to download. They can just see it. As long as that file type, it could be a video, it could be a URL, it could be a JPEG, PNG, it will display, but they have an option to download it as well. And just start conversations on that if they need to do that. So this is a student, the difference is it's a very similar user experience, like the teaching faculty, just that they cannot edit stuff, they can only consume the pages here. That's pretty much so that's how the the experiences. And of course, if embedded videos, you just click on it and the video will play right within the same frame itself. The students can look at their schedule for the classes, what's the schedule for the day, and they can look at any assignments that have been that they are due to submit. Let me go to the assignments here. All the past work can be seen over here, and you can see here this week what's pending, the assignments, what's upcoming. So let me just click on the numbered elements here. This is an assignment. I can go to the submit page. I can view the assignments is not completed yet. I can click backwards and forwards and go to the next topic and come back to the previous topic and stuff like that. And then I can I can look at any conversations that may have happened here as well. And then I can go back to, so I exited from, yeah. So I can look at that and then go to submit my assignment. Now I can make my submission from here. It could be a textual, I can type it, I can construct my submission right here. And just like the teaching faculty creating a page, it's the same editor. And once they do that, they can also additionally supplement it with further information in a file, or just go for a text entry, or even include a website URL. If you put in a separate e-learning tool, if you've made some submissions, that can also be linked over here. So either build your page, submit it as a file, or just simply as a text entry, or what I'm showing here is a text entry, or put in a URL. So this is how these are my options to submit an assignment. And I can do, obviously I'll be blocked if it's past the due date. In this case, I put the tick mark that I'm allowed to submit even after the due date. I'm allowed to do that. So that's how the assignment submissions work. And I can look at my personal gradebook here. This particular topic, I was given a 19 out of a 20. And this particular topic, I was given a C grade. Again, it all depends on what grading system the teaching faculty is using. These are yet to be graded. And any comments here, I can click on that. I can see the comments. I just put a bit of an images in the comment, but they can be immediately seen. You'll have a tick mark, and you can see the comments there. So as this gets bigger and bigger, then you can obviously search for which assignment or topic you're looking for in your gradebook. Then I can also click on the quizzes now, and the quizzes, the way it opens right now, as I said, the quizzes, it's now structured to be taken. You can even have a topic for a quiz for a single topic, and I could give the name as that particular topic. Or typically in universities and colleges, as you can see, there could be an internal assessment after the completion of 4 or 5 topics. So right now the quizzes you can either link it to a topic, or you can have it across topics as well. And you can see you're going to skip a few questions to show you the interaction here, the kind of user interface. You can put a counter for each question. You can enforce the time. You can have a mix of textual response. You can have MCQ responses, and it sort of tells you the ones that you skipped answering, how many you skipped, and stuff like that. And it's all configurable, whether you allow them to go only forwards, or you can go backwards and forwards as you wish, jumbling the answers, jumbling the questions it presents. So the 4th question may be different for each and every student, what it presents as a 4th question from a standard list of 10 questions. So these are all options. I'm just going to abort this test. It will display my my score instantly, and what I got right and what I did not get right. All of that is immediately displayed. But the quizzes page, we will be bringing it in the near future within this user interface itself, so that it just remains. So we have been coming in from a university college standpoint, where a quiz is across multiple topics, but now we will link it to a topic. We can also have it across topics as well. So that's pretty much that's 1140. That's the list of topics that I wanted to schedule for this demonstration to give a bird's eye view. Obviously, we can go a bit more into detail if you're interested, and we can have separate conversations on on more detailed questions, how it works alongside the SIS. A few things I would like to highlight now, going back to the my initial slide deck. Some of the benefits. Now, typically, if you're using an LMS in the market, now that will allow the teaching faculty to create any kind of an assessment structure. Now, how do we bring that assessment structure exactly back into the SIS and finally publish the transcripts? How do we govern that? But in this gradebook here in Camu, if you'd like to use along with the LMS, if you'd like to use, if you're using the SIS and LMS together, there's a many seamless flows. This gradebook is tied to the SIS, and it can automatically publish into the transcript. Okay? And it can be given a weightage. Maybe the numbered elements has got a 10% weightage, the notational sequence diagram has got a 2% weightage. All that can be configured. I'm not going into all of that. That's all part of the SIS. But you set that up, it just automatically picks up and takes the grades into the gradebook, into the overall SIS gradebook automatically. So you can do that. And I'd like to just go back to the teaching faculty's view, just highlight a few more points. This is a teaching faculty's view. This is I'll come to Leon's question in a minute. And this is, like I already mentioned before, this is a very critical part of the LMS where the Camu LMS has gotten academic hierarchy is already posted in here. Now you can, so covered I've also, I think I also mentioned this already at the beginning. The lecture schedule is tied into the lesson plan, and it is linked to the content and the topic. This is not mandatory, it's optional. If you wish to do that, then there's a lot of insights that we can get from an institution's perspective. But from a teacher's perspective, if you look at it, there's hardly any additional work that they need to do. The lecture schedule is obviously prepared by the department or by some timetable or lecture schedule coordinator, and it just simply appears over here. There's nothing I need to do in addition. It just appears. And when I take the particular topic, all I'm doing is just linking my topic to that particular lecture schedule, the 2 p.m., 3 p.m. That's pretty much it. In just one place, I just link it, and that gives a lot of traction in terms of if you're going for some accreditations, you need to prove what are the topics you plan for, and you need to give evidence of whether you completed all those topics. All that needs to be displayed. So all of that can be sort of automated with the LMS. I'll take a couple.
Swami,
Yeah,
can I read it out?
Yes, please.
Can Google Slides or Microsoft PowerPoint slides can be displayed and stepped through without being downloaded? Is that possible? In the Q&A, you can just.
Yeah. We have the math type editor. So we will be turning that on for the. So if you need the math type editor, you have we actually brought on a product. You can Google it. It's called Math Type. So we offer the math type. There's no need to download anything. Math type is integrated into our solution. In the content editor, you can put in use the math type to build equations. But other options are there. If you don't want to use the math type, it's not then you can still cut and paste your formulas. So both options are possible. We do support math type.
Another question is, can voice notes be sent as a comments?
Yeah. Thanks, Ashwin, for posting the link. Pradeep, you can look at the math type, and so we obviously enable it for users that opt for the math type option. Then we can provide that. Next question, please, Carolyn.
Can voice notes be sent as comments?
Yeah, so it's just a file type. Voice note would be an audio file. So you can attach, like I attached an image. Yes, you can attach any attachment. You can attach it. And as long as that audio type is playable in a Safari or a Google Chrome or a Firefox, and they support several audio file types, they could just play it right there. So, but of course, you will need to record it. So in the future, probably maybe in the next year's roadmap, we'll be looking at bringing in live recording, both videos as well as audio. But for now, you can use your whatever audio capture method you have. But you can attach it, and the students experience there is a tap and it plays. They don't need to do anything else. So for now, you can attach audio files. It is playable without downloading.
Okay, we have another question. When assignments are submitted, what kind of authentication processes are in place to ensure that the registered student submitted the assignment, especially if it has been done online?
Yeah, so that's a big question, isn't it? I did read that point, Leon. Um, so if there's nothing much we can do about when it's done online. Of course, if it's a quiz, they're taking a quiz. We have the proctoring option. You can watch them. We can have videos recorded. So the only way in which you can ensure you can give an assignment as a quiz, which is just a one question quiz, which they need to work on and submit. Then we have a proctoring option where their video is turned on. It's capturing their screen. It's capturing the what they're doing in their room while taking the assignment. Then you have evidence that it's the student that took it. They can flash their ID. We can do a facial scan, compare it with their ID, make sure that it's a registered student. All that happens automatically. But that's add-on that we have in Camu. We do have that. It's called proctoring. Proctoring can be used to ensure that there is no um, irregularity in who submitted the work. I'm not sure if I answered your question, Leon, but okay. Yeah, I saw the TX here. Thanks. So proctoring will be the solution to that. Okay. So any other questions? I've pretty much completed the topics for this session, and so we also took a few questions in the process. Any other questions you have? So we will take those actions. We will share a demo link. Pradeep will share that. If anyone else wants the demo link, please do just send us an email. We will share the demo link, and happy to have any further conversations as well. We'll also get back on the type of videos that we do support. We'll get back on that. Yes, we will have this. The next? We do have some analytics, which we are bringing it to the UA as well. Right now, it's available as a report. So you'll have like the engagement analytics, and we can have a more detailed conversation if you'd like in a subsequent session. We call it engagement analytics. So page 1, did the student view it? If they viewed it, then how many minutes they spent on it totally? So they may have come to that page 7 times or 8 times, and each time they came, how many minutes they spent on it. So we will have that data. If it's a YouTube video for now, if your video is in YouTube, then we absolutely support the concept of the student watched from 14th minute to the 19th minute. That we can have that. YouTube provides us with that data. But if it's some other system that is hosting the video, we got to see. But YouTube, we're getting it completely integrated, so you'll have that video related analytics as well. So for now, we'll start with this analytics, and you'll be able to see some of this by next month. We'll have it in the UI itself. Right now, we have it available as reports. Yeah. Any other questions? All right. So, Karen, if there are no other, anyway, we're quite close to the end of the session. How is the third? Yeah, we do support. We fully support. And we have several cases already for the third-party SISs. We already have had an LMS 1.0, which has been working with several third-party integrations, third-party SIS systems already. We fully support that. This can be implemented independently, and we can slave off other SIS systems. Any other questions from anyone? Okay. So, Karen, that's pretty much what I had as in the agenda, and over to you, Carolyn.
Okay. Swami, I think I got briefly disconnected. Have you taken the question from Leon?
Yeah, I've taken the question from Leon, yes.
Regarding the registration process, which was in Q&A?
Registration process.
Yeah.
Can you read it, please?
Yes, student process starts with the registration process, and normally through an institution's web portal. I assume this will be linked to the SIS and then the LMS. Will a prospective student have a view of the courses and material to registration?
At the time of registration, yeah. So Leon, please call out if I'm not answering your question. This is the page where the student can register for courses, right, before they go to the LMS. So here they will see the possible courses they're not enrolled in, like the information security, cybercrime. So this is part of our SIS. They can check status on how many seats taken, and whether I want to study under Professor Brian, Adrian, or Professor Catherine. Then I can click on the enroll. It will enroll me into that course. Then it automatically gives me access within the LMS. So that's how it works. This is a registration page where they can go and register for courses. Once they register and they pay the fee and whatever processes that the college or university implements, once they complete that and the registration process is complete, they can go into My Learning and see that particular course over here. Did I answer your question, Leon? Okay.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, Swami. Thank you very much for taking the time out to be a part of this webinar. Our objective was to just give a sneak peek into the LMS 2.0. I mean, this is not a very exhaustive session, I'm sure.
Carolyn, there are a few more questions here that's still open. Maybe I can take a couple more questions. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a facility for the student to see which areas they are weak in? Now, if we implement Chanel, if we implement, we have outcome-based education. I'm not sure if you're alluding to, you can type a message here. So we can use an outcome-based education. The student, the outcomes in terms of their knowledge, skill, and abilities, the KSA, we use the Bloom's taxonomy for that. And that can be provided, the visibility is there for the student as well. So they can see as they go through a course, what outcomes they've attained. And then you need to implement outcome-based education. So, yeah, yes, we provided. It comes as part of the SIS right now, but it's if that's critical and you see it as a part of the LMS to be able to see that, yeah, we can bring that as well. But we're using typically the outcome-based education, which is based on the Bloom's taxonomy. That will be the model that we'll have to implement based on which the weakness is determined. Okay. And if that relates, Cheryl, we're happy to have a more detailed conversation on that. And OBE with the LMS is a pack that we can certainly make available. Typically, LMSs, they've just taken it as an LMS. Of course, we have another method is the rubric itself. On what rubric we're using. Yeah, but of course, the rubric doesn't tell the student what they're weak in. Outcome attainment measurement will tell the student what they are weak in and what they are strong in. Okay. I think that was the last unanswered question.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you all very much. If you need any further detailed session, we are more happy to have elaborate sessions individually for you. Thank you once again for taking the time out to be a part of this webinar. We appreciate it. And I hope it was a helpful session for each one of you, and have a wonderful day. Thank you very much.